Hey everybody, Tim Crane here. Today I'm going to talk about a deal that I did with no money down, and by the time it's all over with, I think we'll make, how much is it? 70,000. We're going to make about 70,000 bucks off this deal after a no money down deal. Here's what happened. I got a broker friend of mine who in the same area here. And he's got a couple of properties. Well, they bought this property from the bank for pretty cheap. It needs some work. I think they paid like 6,500 bucks for it. And so he wanted me to sell it for him, and I sold it one time. I sold it to some lady, $24,900 for $1,000 down. She made a couple payments, and then she gave it back to him. Well, this time when he took it back, he said, hey, just see what you can do. And so I got to thinking, okay, well, I could sell it, or maybe I can buy it from him. And so I got to talking to him, and I said, hey, would you take 15 grand for it and let me buy it from you? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, would you do $500 down? He said, yeah, sure. So I said, okay. So I said, I'll have the money for you in a few days. And so what I did was, I had the pictures of it, the video. Went out, cleaned it up. It needed a lot of work, but for no money down, I wouldn't have paid 15 grand for this property if I had to buy it, go to the bank and borrow the money myself. But since he was offering it for no money down, I knew I could sell it for a little bit more. So it actually has an extra lot over here next to it on the side, and so I listed the 4-bedroom 2-bath house for $24,900. And the people jumped on it. $500 down, $235 a month. I think that's what I offered it to them. But when they bought the house, they wanted the lot next door, and so I sold them the lot next door for $3,500, which was actually part of this same property for me. And so for me, my payment to him, I borrowed the whole 15 grand. I take that back. I didn't. 14.5. But I had to pay him 10% interest. So my payment to him is $220 a month for 8 years. I sold them that property for $28,500 bucks. 30 years at 10% interest. Their payment to me is $250 a month for 30 years. My payment is $220 for 8 years. Their payment is $250 for 30 years. But here's what ended up happening. This one actually did cost me a little bit. The lady moved in with the $500 down. She moved in, and there was no electric service to the house. And so when they came out, it had to have an electrician come out and rerun some wires to the pole and get everything back up to code. Ended up costing me about $1,200 bucks. I went ahead and paid for it for her, and then just tacked the $1,200 bucks on the back end of her agreement. And so now, I paid for it, but she's going to pay me back for it, plus 10% interest on that, by the way. And so that'll drag out for a while. Anyway, that was the deal here. We're going to end up making about 70 grand on this deal. And it was a complete no money down deal. I gave him $500 down, but she gave me $500 down. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you can do it too. These deals are out there. You just have to know what you're looking for. Somebody has to trust that you're going to make the payment to them on time. They don't have to go chasing you down. See, this guy had to chase the lady down a couple times, so he was tired of it already. So he let me get it. And now he doesn't have to chase anybody around. Anyway, thanks for watching my videos, you guys, and keep watching.